there.
So what about
Okay.
you? Same question. Do you
Uh, I just want to know what you actually do.
good
It's
question.
sort of like because it's sort of like I've got a vast inventory
Hmm.
of paintings and my paper tapestries, and I
Hmm.
would like to get them out. The paper tapestries have always been difficult because it's sort of mixed medium.
Hmm.
People uh, don't know where to put it,
Yeah.
in categories and things. So
Okay.
anyway, I would really like to know what you actually do and how you engage with your uh, clients and patrons
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep.
rather than the artists,
Yep.
and if you're actually selling these things for us.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, perfect. That gives me everything I need to know. So what I'll do is that,
He got muted, Patrick.
oh, thanks, Taylor. I'm muting myself. And you can bounce, Taylor. Get back to whatever you're getting. I'll cover it. And don't feel like you need to stay on. Um, what I'll do is, prior to about a week ago, we just redid our entire homepage. Okay, and I'm gonna have April put it in the chat. We'll send it to you after the fact too. But what it does is it's a bunch of videos of me. Not that you need to see any more of me. I hate being on video, by the way. But it goes through in like great detail what we do from start to finish. And over the years, we've maybe not been the best in the entire world at articulating sort of the value proposition of what Art Storefronts does and who we are. Most people think really at the end of the day that we're just a website platform, right? And that's all we do. I realize I'm just muted there. I'm just going to stop the screen share and I'll talk about it. But ultimately, we started out as a website company, right? Like, come up with a really good website product that'll help artists and photographers sell their work and be successful, and that's not enough. That's just not enough. And Shopify's got this stat out there that 99% of Shopify store owners end up failing. And who knows whether it's that high or not. Probably could be a little bit smaller of a number. Maybe it's 95 or 96. But the premise is a website is not enough. A website is not enough. And most of you guys, if you've been at it for a while and you've had a website already, you know this already, right? Because it doesn't matter what you do with your business, what website company you take it to, you're not going to be successful with just a website because it's not the biggest problem, right? So ultimately, what we realized a little bit earlier in our evolution is the only way that we're going to make it as a business is if we create the set of conditions as good as you can to create successful artists and photographers. And we do that a whole bunch of different ways. Um, we start out with a website platform. Yes, our website platform has more art selling features than any other one out there. It's not even close. We don't even feel like it's a competition because there's not really anyone else that specializes just exclusively in selling wall art. I'm going to change my background because I need to mix it up a little bit. And so we've got the bells and whistles, wall preview, media types, everything you would need when you're not, every other e-commerce site out there for the most part is great to sell handbags and swim fins and golf clubs and electric scooters. Ours is just set up to sell wall art exclusively. So that's a big deal. The website will convert more of your potential customers into customers than any other product that's out there currently on the market. But, if you have no one coming to the website, not going to make a big difference, not going to move the needle, right? So, yes, we have the website. Yes, we have a bunch of back end tools on the website that you wouldn't see unless you got a demo. That's why we do the demo process. It goes like an hour. They show you all the back end stuff, but there's a ton of stuff that's unique to running an art business, right? Setting markups for all the various different items. Which media types do you authorize? When you upload one image, can you just upload one image and have it spit out all the various different sizes? Do you know how much time that saves when you're uploading? My goodness, phenomenal amount, right? A bunch of back end stuff that we have that essentially just gives you more time back in what you're doing. Okay, we have automated print and merchandise fulfillment. It's also a huge deal. Like the whole theme, really, at the end of the day, of what we do is we give you time back. And what do you do with the time? You put 100% of it into your marketing because everyone on this call has a huge marketing problem. Every customer that we have on the platform has a huge marketing problem. The ones that are selling over $500,000 a year on their websites still has a marketing problem. It is the problem. It's not the website. It is the marketing problem. So we have a slew of things that are just custom set up to give you your time back. The print fulfillment is one, and I'll just go over it on a high level because questions always arise as a result of it. Number one, if you are an artist that is just creating originals and just selling originals, well, obviously you're going to fulfill and ship those yourself. You have the product. If you use a local printer, you've been using them for years, you really like them, perhaps you do the printing yourself. of course you can do that. We call that self-fulfillment. You take an order on the website, you send it over to your printer ships it, prints it, ships it, and takes care of it from there. Okay, great. We also integrate with print partners, and we've got one on the West Coast if you're US based, or anyone really. You can use Bay Photo on the West Coast. We have Graphic Dimensions on the East Coast, and then we have a merch partner called Guten, which is here in the US too. And what happens, one click, you're integrated with the print partner. They all have every media type imaginable, all the various different sizes. You get an order, you get paid, the printer gets paid, the printer prints the order, they slap your logo on the side of the box, and it gets shipped to your end customer. You do not touch a thing, nothing. And again, why? Saves you time. Takes time, right, to deal with the printing. And if you have a local printer, that's fantastic. But man, do I argue against it, because you do not need to be spending time driving over to the print shop, looking at the samples, corresponding with the printer, getting involved in that admin, sending somebody a tracking number. You need all of that automated so you can get that time back and get to your marketing. So that's the printing. If you guys got questions on it, we can talk about it. We should definitely talk about the merch and merchandising, and I'll get into that in a minute. Our support is just absolutely next level in terms of a website product in all the ways imaginable. Yes, you can have tickets. Yes, you can have chat. Yes, you can have phone calls. All of that is well and good. Sort of the game changer that we do is Zoom sessions like this with our tech support people, which you can screen share. They can take control of your computer, get you unstuck. We have those 6 days a week, even on Saturdays, where you can pop into a Zoom call, talk to somebody in the tech department. I'm stuck on this and this and this. Can you help me fix this and this? As long as it needs 20, 30 minutes even, and you can get it done. And, we have a lot of people that sit in on those sessions for other people because everyone seems to have the similar problems. We ask you to do a tremendous amount of marketing, which I'm going to get into in a second. And now we actually support you in the marketing. What does that mean? You have a problem on Facebook? You can pop into a session and get help. Instagram, pop into a session and get help. MailChimp, can't figure out your email? Pop into a session and get help. So not only do we support our application, we support you and your endeavors in other applications. Facebook ads, have a problem? Pop into the session and ask. Our support can get you unstuck there. So really, really proud of that one, because I don't think there's a lot of companies out there that do that. So that's sort of the web portion, all bundled into one, the website, the back-end tools, the support. Again, all of that, yes, it's going to turn more of your potential customers into customers because the website is better at selling art and photography. Art is a visual process, ton of friction, not like selling other products. All of that is very, very important. But in addition to that, all of it's just to free up time such that you can spend as much time as you have. Okay, everyone's different circumstances. Some people have full-time jobs, some people are full-time artists, everything in between. But you need as much time as possible to work on your marketing. So how do we solve, the elephant in the room, the marketing problem? We come at it a couple of different ways. One, we have what are called playbooks, and playbooks are audio, video guides on all the various different marketing aspects you might need to engage in to run a successful art or photo business. How to execute a sale, how to handle email marketing, how to run ads on Instagram and Facebook, how to run a live art show, how to run a live art show on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, how to run a live art show on Instagram with the phone, computer on Facebook, how to structure it, how to handle orders, all of the various different things. We have incredibly detailed step-by-step tactical guides that walk you through all of it. We had those pre-pandemic. They were pretty awesome. But like every digital education product out there, the stats are, it doesn't matter. It's Masterclass, Kajabi, lynda.com. You buy a course on, 100 people buy a course on Facebook ads with a digital education product, 30% of them finish the course, because learning in isolation, go at your own pace by yourself, is not good enough. Does not work for most people. It's not satisfactory enough. So yes, we have the playbooks. Yes, they're awesome, but I'm going to get into the secret sauce, the real secret sauce, in a second. Number two, we provide a 365-day-a-year marketing calendar. And the marketing calendar has beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And it will tell you what to do week in, week out, all year long, what you should be working on. If there is a corresponding playbook that talks about what we want you to be working on, it's linked to it. And so you can figure out all of the various things all year long. We just went through a huge Black Friday, a Cyber Monday, end of year sale. We give you things like all the language you should be using in your emails, the exact language you should be using in your Instagram and Facebook posts. It's plug and play. All you do is insert your name, adjust for taste, a little salt and pepper to your style, and it's ready to go. So you don't have to think about any of this stuff. And we're in a unique position. One, we're really good at digital marketing. We have been for a long time. Braggadocio perhaps, but it's true. Number two, we now have 4,500 different artists and photographers in every niche imaginable spread across the United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. I know what works when it comes to marketing. I see everyone else's data. If you don't think I'm like diving deeply in the data of the customers that we have that are selling over $250,000 a year in art, you'd be wrong, right? I look in depth in what's working, and we reverse engineer it, systematize it, put it into our playbooks. And so that's what we teach on the marketing calendar all year long. We had people that are selling over $250,000 of art a year that follow the marketing calendar verbatim. We get some people that follow it less so because they're doing some different things. But the important thing is the calendar is there. As important is instructing you on what to do, the high ROI marketing activities, is what not to do. Shiny object ignore, right? Like, we filter out and tell you some of the nonsense that you do not need to spend any time on, because out of my 4,500 customers, I have 0 that are making or selling any art doing that. So don't waste your time doing that. Oh, somebody told me about TikTok. Should I be on TikTok? No, do not. It doesn't work. It's not selling art. Until I see someone selling art with it, I'm going to continue not to recommend it. What about SEO? I need to spend hours on SEO. No, you don't. No one is making any money selling art via SEO, except for Fine Art America, who got really early to that party and took it over. So, I get fired up about that, but what you do is as important as the things you ignore. And it's sort of cathartic and therapeutic, because these are the things that stress you out. Like, oh, I've got to go and do this. No, you don't. Oh, actually, you don't need to do that. I know you don't need to do that. So stop. Ignore it. Yeah, my friends are telling me don't. Do not listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. I have data. So there's that. The secret sauce. Pre-pandemic, we had the calendar. Pre-pandemic, we had the awesome marketing education. What we didn't have are weekly Zoom sessions. We take the entire customer base, we split them into 3 tiers. Lower tier, you haven't sold $2,000 or less on directly from your website. You're in that group. Sold over 2,000, you're in the middle group. And if you hit a higher revenue threshold that we don't publish, you're in the advanced group. So week in, week out, we put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of our customers in these Zoom sessions, taught by me, members of my marketing staff. We go over the calendar, what you should be doing that week, talk about the latest techniques, go over the playbooks if needs be, and then we open it up for Q&A. And the Q&A can be what you should be doing this week, up to just about anything that you have. Should I do this? Should I do that? I got this opportunity here. How should I negotiate this? What should I do about markups? What about shipping? What do you think of this idea? And we go through it like that. And also really awesome too is that, big customer base, a lot of people doing different things, different niches. Somebody has a really good success story. They sold 20 originals, or they sold an original for 40,000, or they ran a live art show and sold 15 pieces. They come on, they tell their story. And they come on and they tell their story and they say, here's the email copy I used. Here's what the post looks like on my Facebook page. You can go and watch the live art show, and here's what I learned from it, right? And so when you have that many people in these groups week in, week out, and these things, we collectively, the whole thing is an art business university until we come up with a better term. You sign up as a customer, you pay your tuition fee, and then the school never ends. There's no graduates. There'll never be any graduates because things in marketing land change too quickly. They're moving the damn goalpost, what feels like weekly, right? So the continuing education is really, really important. What happens when you miss one of the sessions? We have secretaries for every single solitary session. Sometimes the sessions will go an hour and a half. Sometimes they'll go up to 3 hours. We have the secretary take notes. The secretary turns the notes into timestamps. And so you get an email of the session that you missed after the fact. And it would say, hey, William, hey, Sage, hey, Don, sorry you couldn't make the session today. Here are the top 5 most important things that you need to see from the session. And you click on them, and they just take you right to that part of the video. And then there's everyone's questions and answers, or just the questions rather, all the way down on this email that comes to you after the fact. And so it's very easy. If you have to miss one, you miss one. And you come back after the fact, you can spend 15 minutes, look at all the questions. Do any of them apply to you? Do you need to do that? So that's completely changed the game for us. Utterly, totally, and completely changed the game. If I had 100 customers prior to having these Zoom sessions, these weekly Zoom sessions, maybe I said, guys, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, there it is on the calendar. There's the playbook on how to do it. Ready, go. Maybe I got 35 out of that 100 to take action. Now, with the teaching, with the Zoom sessions, I'm getting 75 out of that 100 to take action on their marketing. There's something about being in a Zoom session, it's a lot like this, but with your peers, you get to know all of these people. You understand what their niche is. They have struggle with the exact same nonsense you struggle with. don't have a great technical marketing acumen, has not started marketing, you hate discounting, you feel like you're a sleazy salesman, all the nonsense that gets in our heads. And then you see people just like you that went and did the thing and it worked. And you're like, all right, damn it, I'm doing it, right? Enough BS. Like, I'm putting all that aside. I'm actually going to do this. And that has been like a really profound learning for us. Is it's like, yeah, okay, we can shout from the mountaintops, oh, we're so good at marketing, here's our playbooks, we're awesome, look at our stats. But when you have that backed up with your peers, and then you go and look at their page and you see what they do, and you're like, first of all, my art is better than this person's, and second, if they did it, I can do it, right? And so it ends up being the rising tide that lifts all boats. We've got a great private Facebook group too, where everyone is able to ask questions of other people. What do you think about this? What do you think about a new series that I'm going to release? Tell me what you just did. Hey guys, I just ran a live art show. Here's what I learned. And the private Facebook group is super curated, super positive. No trolls allowed, which is, contrast that to all the rest of the Facebook groups and forums out there with the negativity and the nonsense. So overall, we sort of call that the Art Business University, and essentially it's the biggest secret sauce of the whole thing, because it doesn't matter where you are. If you're a customer, never sold anything to anyone, and you're trying to get started with your first piece of art, all the way up to, like I said, you're selling 500,000, some people knocking on the $1 million a year in revenue, you still all need marketing help, and you still need to be getting better at it, and you still need to work at it consistently, and can never stop working at it consistently. So huge deal, just a huge deal to marketing. The final, and this is a sort of a 4-month-old new endeavor. We started an in-house marketing agency, and the in-house marketing agency does one thing and one thing only: helps sell art and photography. It is already, we believe, the biggest solely specifically focused marketing agency on just selling art and photography in the entire United States. No one can even tell me of another one, because so few agencies exist. Yes, there's a million marketing agencies out there, but none of them exist solely to serve the art and photography niches. And there's a number of reasons for that. One, really hard to sell art and photography, not like selling other products. A ton of friction involved in the art buying process, a ton of nuance and interesting tradecraft. And no one understands the perspective of how long it takes to build a thriving art business online, especially in today's new circumstances where all the offline revenue sources are toast. Galleries going down one by one. Who knows when they're going to come back? In-person art fairs and shows, like, attendance is down. They're not happening as much. Many people don't want to leave their houses. And so a new reality has emerged, a new paradigm, if you like. It is selling direct from your website, owning all of the income, being able to market to your customers in perpetuity. That's the road forward. And COVID, it was coming pre-COVID, but COVID has just underscored it. It's amazing in a ton of ways, because you do retain all your customer data. You are able to market to those people in perpetuity. You are building a database of collectors that will continue to buy art throughout the rest of your art selling career. You do not have any hands in your pocket taking the 50% or 60% or 40%. You do not have to load your car up, drive somewhere, set up a booth, be on your feet for 8 hours, which is not to say we hate those shows when they do come back. They can be highly beneficial to a good art business. But a new paradigm has emerged in selling art. And as great as it sounds on paper, and it sounds phenomenal on paper, there's still all of the trials and tribulations of building a business. You have to build enough attention such that you're able to generate the kind of income that you want, and there's no shortcut to building the attention, right? You have to build an email list. You have to build a social following. You have to market regularly. Yes, the business will grow year over year, but for most artists and photographers out there, they've not been building an email list. They've not been tending to their Facebook or Instagram pages. They've not contemplated what marketing and selling art looks like in a COVID and post-COVID world. So that's sort of the big picture of what we do. The agency is really interesting. It does everything from, it'll completely set up your website, sign up, drop a folder of images, say, build the site, let me get to my marketing. They'll do all of it. They'll run your Facebook ads. They'll post for you on the socials. They will spruce up your Instagram or Facebook. There's regular recurring services, and then there's also one-off sort of a la carte offerings. But I think we've served over 260 different customers already, which is pretty amazing. And what's even better is, this is sort of inside baseball, but I don't care if the in-house marketing agency ever makes a dime in profit. I don't care if it even loses a little bit of money. Why? Because what I have now is I have people that are just working on artists and photographers' Instagram all day long. So what happens in those situations? Turns out you get a tremendous amount of learnings. When you're working on 30 different Instagram accounts and 30 different niches in various different aspects of the country and other countries, you learn a ton. And what ends up happening with those learnings, they go and update the playbooks and build it into the playbook. They go and they present the newest Instagram findings on a customer only Zoom session. And so what it's done, which is again, it's just a profundity, is it's allowed us to start building a walled garden of data that I think it's really, really hard to gain any other way, right? Like, prior to that agency being part of our company, every once in a while, myself, other members of my marketing team would run a case study, how to run a live art show, and we'd go and run one with a customer, right? And that would be awesome. I'd get a case study, assuming the results went well, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't publish it and wouldn't tell anyone because it's what we do. We're marketers. But if it was a big success, I would get an incredible case study. I would write the playbook. That would be great. Well, now instead of just one, there's 50 different things happening on a weekly basis in every single solitary aspect of marketing a photo or art business. And so it's just built this flywheel of learning, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And not only does it get better and better and better, no one can be an expert at everything going on in digital marketing right now. Number one, it is so wide. Number two, the goalposts are moving all the time. Number three, the only way you can be an expert on it is if you have the reps and sets. And the only way you can get the reps and sets is getting the reps and sets. You have to do it again and again and again and again. So it's giving us this tremendous competitive advantage because we know more about selling art and photography than just about any entity out there, as far as I'm concerned, at least in the digital capacity. And I don't think that's hyperbole. It doesn't mean it's easy to do it, but we like run Facebook ads for one person. Okay, now run them for 50. You get a sense of what works and what doesn't, only as it pertains to selling art. So that's the whole package. That's the whole thing from root to shoot. So yes, best website, most advanced website that exists. Again, doesn't matter. The website's not enough. Unless you're someone that has a tremendous amount of traffic and like a tremendous email list and has been marketing for a long time, okay, yes, the website matters. You're going to be able to move from your site to our site, and you're going to convert a much higher percentage, i.e. make more money right out of the gate, day one. But if you don't, which is most, then the marketing is the whole ballgame. So if I give you back as much time as possible, if I say, I'm going to teach you marketing for the rest of your natural born art living selling life, then, it sets us up. It's like your success is our success, right? So you got an oar, I have an oar, we both jump in the boat, and the job is to get them moving in the same direction at the cadence as quick as possible. And like, what an amazing thing for us as a company, because, our true north metric now is essentially what's called GMV. We stole that from Shopify, and it's essentially gross merchandise volume. And so, we know we're kicking butt as a business if our GMV is going through the roof. And it's the sum total of art and photography sold on all the customers' websites, the sum total of merch sold on all customers' websites, and the sum total of individual print orders that they do internally to sell on their offline purposes, assuming their offline is still going. So it's a tremendous thing. Like, if that's going up, you get happy customers. If that's going up, the customers refer you more. If that's going up, the word of mouth. Like it sounds self-serving. It's not. It aligns our interests and puts us in a symbiotic relationship. So ultimately, that's why we do what we do. That's why we have all of these products that we have. That's why we keep adding more and more and more products, because we need to give our customers as many advantages, opportunities as possible to be able to build a thriving business. And that's our job. And it's not going to stop. I mean, in the last month and a half, we just turned on the merch for the first time. I should probably do a screen share. If you guys give me a second, I'll do the screen share. I'll talk about it in a second. But I have to get something ready for the stream. But, initially I was like, merch, really? Like, it's kind of construed as something a little bit cheap, isn't it? Like, merch, you're supposed to be a fine artist. I thought it in my mind. And then, you realize at the end of the day that you guys are all just inventors. Your talent is either with the brush or with the camera, or what have you in between. And, ultimately for you, it's, you want to be paid based on that talent, on monetizing the talent you have. And ultimately, why it's not for me to judge. It's not for us art storefronts to judge on how you do that, right? Like, you want to get paid with your art, right? So our job is to give you as many opportunities as possible to leverage that artistic talent, that photographic talent you have to do well. And so, hold on, let me get the screen share going on. So I've got to get my Santa Claus picture up here too, because I'm in the Christmas spirits over here. So we added the merch 2 weeks ago, and we integrated with this company called Guten, and I'm just going to show it off here quickly. And so here I am on a customer site, and I got to move some things around so I can see it. And it's like, yes, you have your basic stuff, right? You've got your watercolor paper, you've got your canvas, your metal, your wood, your acrylic. Those are the media types that he offers. But you can see now he's also has the ability to sell hooded sweatshirts and phone cases and mugs and tote bags and pillows. And I told this story on the last one, but we have this like internal channel in this thing we use, Slack. It doesn't matter what it is, but every order that goes in on the platform goes right into this channel, and any customer can log in at any point in time and look at it. And here's a guy that normally painted rock stars. That's sort of his niche. And he's decided to try some new things recently. And he painted Santa Claus. And I've seen this guy sell like 40 pillows already. And the pillows are $44.70 a piece. And it's become a thing for him because people are like, I want to spruce up my Christmas decorations, and why wouldn't I have a cool Santa? And I'm sitting there looking at that going, remarkable, right? He's now leveraging his artistic talent to sell pillows. What do I care if he's selling pillows? What does he care? And you have the ability to turn merch on any item in any capacity you want. It's one click and you're done, right? So if you wanted to just have the Santa on a pillow and have that be the only item in the store and have that be your thing that you're selling, fantastic. If you want to have it like he does with all the various different items, also fantastic. So right now we're adding puzzles, we're adding greeting cards, we're adding calendars. The calendars, your customers have the ability to pick whatever the images are. So it's not like you have to hand curate what January, February, March, April, May is. They can build it from the images that you specify. We're working on multiple different photo book suppliers now, and all in the POD style fashion, right? POD, print on demand, meaning there's no inventory whatsoever. You don't have to order 30 calendars and then feel like you're going to be holding the bag, not making any money because you only sold 15 of them. So that's kind of where we're going, where we're evolving as a business. It's really been a ton of fun, and I think again, our job is to create the best set of circumstances, the best ecosystem possible, such that artists and photographers will see success in their business as they see fit. So that's what we do. That's the business. That's our storefronts. But I'd love to open it up at this juncture to Q&A. We've got some people watching on Facebook and YouTube, so you guys can type your questions in. I'll answer them. Or if you're here in the chat, if you look at the bottom, there's like the bottom of the Zoom window, there's a participants icon. It's like the two little people. You click that, it pops a window up, and then you have the ability to raise a hand, and then I can just unmute you one by one. I also see that there's questions in the chat. When people throw those in there, I can answer those too. You don't feel like you need to turn your camera on if you don't want to, or you can also if you want to. Totally up to you. But yeah, love to open it up to Q&A. I'll say as a final too, and it could certainly be thought of as another profundity, but COVID has essentially taken, depending on what expert you talk to, 10 years of technological adoption and shrunk it into 1 year or 7 years, right? And that manifests itself in a number of different ways. One is the total percentage of commerce transpiring in the United States that's taking place in e-commerce versus retail. So COVID has massively increased the rate that people are purchasing things e-commerce. And habit forming is a real thing. If it would have just been the one lockdown and go through that, then maybe the habits would have reverted once we got out of it. The fact that we're in a second wave of it now, I mean, you have every demographic out there, but especially, the older demographics are spending a larger and larger portion of their total retail spend online, right? And so that's not changing. So if you don't have the ability to sell your art online, you're missing out on that. The other thing is video. I mean, how many of us are doing Zoom calls? How flawless are Zoom calls now? They're just absolutely becoming the norm, right? And, I always use this trick question, but I think it's such like a, sort of an important visual guide, which is, what is the best way to sell art or photography? Trick question. In face, person to person. Of course it is, right? That is never going to change. Problem though, we're all geographically fixed on this earth. We have to sleep, and you can't have 27 conversations at once. The website serves those purposes. What we're doing now, this Zoom call, whether it's you're running a live art show or you're having a one-on-one consultative sale with a person via video, or what we're doing in the Zoom session, or my company delivering support via Zoom, is the hybrid in between the two. And there is an insane amount of upside to it. It is incredibly personable. It gives you the ability to merchandise your art like never before. It allows your buyers to get to know you. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Everyone in the world understands it. And so I believe that artists and photographers merchandising and selling their art directly from video in a number of different capacities is going to be the single solitary biggest disruption, not just to art, but how commerce, period. It's going to be the single solitary biggest disruption to emerge out of COVID, how things are bought and sold, full stop. And, you know, my analogy is that, like, while we're a website SaaS company, online business, we're actually morphing into a retail store. Instead of a retail store that's located on Main Street in your town, we are a retail store located on Main Street of the interwebs. And via live video sessions, we are probably already, I don't know, we're probably at the 30-hour a week mark already, meaning there's 30 hours in a given week where someone can pop in via video, interact with various different aspects of our company, and get the help they need. We're going to move to 50 or 60 or 70 hours a week. We are essentially going to be a retail store online that anyone can pop into at any point in time, have a conversation, get to know people. You know, it's like it's just more efficient. And it's more efficient at selling art, and it's more efficient at us running our business. And you're seeing so many various different businesses figure this out now, and it's just going to forever change anything. So, incredibly exciting time to be an artist. Incredibly exciting time to be a photographer. It doesn't mean it's easy. It wasn't easy to grow the business before either. So, that's what I would say. That's sort of my rant on everything. So we can get into the questions. Naeem Quarashi, I see this. You're an agent working on behalf of a talented artist who is not tech savvy and wants me to do all that for them. Do you have an option for that? Yes, we do, of course. If you're helping them, if you're assisting them in that capacity, you can do it. Or also, you know, that's also what the agency is for, right? Like, you know, things are going well and you want to pay the agency to do it, you can do it. So that's no problem at all. But yeah, that's what I got. Any other questions, guys? Hands? Could be about anything, pricing, this, that, what's going on in your business. It's a Friday. We can turn it into a late afternoon Friday happy hour.
Hey, Patrick, I can't figure out how to raise my hand.
Oh, it's okay. It looks like you were already unmuted, so that works out. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I noticed today that there's a very well-known artist that's on art storefronts, and I don't know if you want to mention his name, but he's very, very famous internationally. Has 2 galleries and sells his paintings from 10 to 40,000.
Yes.
And my first question was, why is he on art storefronts? What can you do for a guy that's already, you know, selling high money, dollar famous?
Massive growth to the business. That person needs as much help with their marketing as anyone else does, from top to bottom. Like, look, you know, everyone has their own ambition and where they want to see the business go and grow to, right?
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny because I find the higher up the list I go in terms of revenue, the more marketing issues they have. Now, in many ways, things are easier,
yeah.
but what ends up being the case is that, and we noticed this in the advanced sessions that we're running. Okay. And, you know, I said we run 3 different sessions of Zooms, right? And, you know, the top session, there's some people in there that are making a tremendous amount of money with their art. And what ends up happening when you get into that zone is you tend to think you have it all figured out, right? And whether that's arrogantly done so, or you're like, hey, I've got it figured out, things are going well for me, you're not doing some of the basics, right? Like, for instance, if you're at that stage of the game, right? And let's say, over making $50,000 a year even, and you are not fully leveraging paid ads on Facebook and Instagram, you're leaving a tremendous amount of money on the table, right? I'll give you another example. Like, you know, I'm a diehard tactical digital marketer and have been my entire career. I could go audit Wyland right now, and I already have, actually. And I could look at his website and I could break down so many areas, so many holes he has in his digital marketing. Now, would he care? I don't know. He's the best-selling artist in the United States right now, according to most people. So I don't know if he'd care. He might just be like, you know, I'm good. I don't need it, but we have a lot of others that want to keep growing, right? And I truly believe this is like the golden age of art and photography sellers. Again, I don't want to make it sound like it's easy, but you have access to the worldwide markets. Things can be printed and shipped anywhere. You have access to the worldwide markets based on your social following, and if you're good, like I tell the story about I had his art behind me earlier. I'll put it back up because it's the fun thing of Zoom. But this guy's been with us, become a really close personal friend, and I used to run all the case studies with him. And his name's Matthew Locka. So this guy, the guy that does the behind me,
Right.
and he had a live art show, and he's been at his marketing. So he has maybe I think he's got like 40 or 50,000 followers on Instagram. He has 20,000 followers on Facebook. He's got even 10,000 followers on YouTube. And, he had this basement sale. Okay. And the basement sale, like, his pieces go for, I think this piece behind me is like a $20,000 piece, but it's a big one. So his pieces are expensive. And he had all of this art like sitting in his basement, right? That he hadn't even looked at in 10 years. And so he's like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a basement sale. And so I helped him run it. We used the software, we used our playbook, and it was on Instagram, Facebook. So he streamed live to his Instagram page, his personal Facebook page, his Facebook business page, and his YouTube channel all at once. And I was just like floored watching it because one, he's up in the rarefied atmosphere. I mean, we have some people that have a lot of following, but he's well up there. And there are literally people from all over the world leaving comments. And after it was done, right? And I think I've run 3 of them with him now, or maybe even 4. He sold, I think 75, 85 pieces, maybe 50,000 Canadian. And, a lot of that had to do with, it wasn't just the live art show, but when you're selling pieces that are normally 20,000 and he's letting some go for like 250 up to 1,000 up to 1,500, a lot of people took interest in that. But he shipped multiple pieces to Canada. He shipped multiple pieces to the United States. He shipped 6 pieces to South America. He shipped 4 pieces to Europe and 1 to Asia, right? And I'm just looking at that, and I was just floored. And it's like, to your point, okay, April put it in the chat. You can look at it, look at the sale. I mean, it's not like there was a massive amount of production value. The guy just has a ton of attention, right? Because he's got a huge social following. He's been at it. But you look at that guy, and you're like, why the hell does that guy need our help, right? Because he wants to go to the next level. And look at him and look at the opportunity he sees. Like,
Makes sense.
if your art is really good, people will appreciate it in every language and in every corner of the globe. And you now have the ability to you have the ability to reach them without anyone having a hand in your pocket. It's just based on how good you are at the marketing. And so why does that big artist need our help? Like, we had a guy that came in with 1 million followers on Instagram, 1 million followers on Instagram on all of the TV shows. Okay. Multiple awards, name known. And he comes on board. He's like, I want to get going selling art. I'm like, fantastic. You have 1 million Instagram followers. That's amazing. You have the record. We haven't seen that. How many people do you have on your email list? He's like, 1,600. And I just sitting there going, oh my God. So you're telling me this entire time you've been doing that and you haven't built any emails, right? And so case in point, like I am convinced and of the mindset that it doesn't matter what size you're at. There are massive holes in your marketing stack, and you need to plug them, and it doesn't happen overnight, and you need to like stay at it. But again, like the promise of an art business is so fantastic. You guys are creators. You don't need any help with the creation. You can create whatever the heck you want, whenever the heck you want, wherever the heck you want. Solo show status, right? You can go on to sell that directly. You can do that for your entire life. 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even into your 90s. If you have a business that you could pass off, you could pass it off. You are the manufacturer. You have no one that's involved in that, and you can sell direct. And oh, by the way, the pricing is utterly, totally, and completely arbitrary. You said it, right? So, again, it's not easy, but there's such a set of circumstances that make this business incredible. Now, granted, not everyone's going to make it, but, or make it to that level. But, I honestly believe, and again, just to finish my rant, like, so a guy like Matthew behind me, 50-50 split with the gallery, paints for 4 months, 5 months, has the big gallery show, sells well over 6 figures at the gallery show, keeps half of it, and doesn't get a market to those people. Okay.
Yeah, that's
pandemic hits, no more gallery shows. He has a basement sale, okay, where he's selling old pieces he did 8 years ago that his technique was nowhere near as good as it is now. And, he made $60,000 Canadian on 2 of them. Like, he's keeping $60,000 Canadian minus the, well, I don't know how he deal with the shipping, but that's a big deal to me.
Well,
That's
you
just a
have
huge
10%
deal.
or something, you guys.
No, he sold
I
those.
thought you guys, I
he-
thought you guys charged 10% for originals and 15% for, or whatever it was.
I don't even know what the numbers are, to be honest with you. I know that we have transaction fees on the website, but this was a live art show. He sold
Okay,
all
yeah,
these
yeah,
pieces
yeah.
direct,
Okay,
right?
sorry, I
Yeah.
mistook.
He sold all these pieces direct. So
Okay, gotcha.
yeah,
gotcha.
I don't know where I was going with the rant. That it's just a much bigger, better
Oh,
opportunity.
good
But yeah,
rant, good rant.
yeah. But it's just such a much bigger, better opportunity. Sorry, I keep
Yeah,
changing.
no, I got it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, successful people are the ones that probably want more.
Yes,
They don't want
They
to
need it
stop
more
at
than everybody. They need it more than everybody.
exactly.
Full
Yeah,
stop.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, man. You give a good rant.
Yeah. Oh well, thank you. But what was the question? Was that the question, or did I answer it? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
no, the question was why would a guy that's already killing it need art storefronts? But now I see,
Yeah.
you could take him to 4 or 5 different levels, like the guy that had 15 billion people on his Instagram, but 1,600 people in email.
Yeah.
For God's
Yeah.
sake.
It's just like the yeah. I mean, and I see that again.
That's like walking with 1 foot. I mean, dear God.
Yes. I mean, but also too, like the paradigm is shifting, right? Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like you had a successful business. It was with the gallery model and you did some shows and that was working great for you. Well, guess what? That's changed for the short term.
Yeah.
And even if it hasn't changed, even if you get that working, because again, all we care about is success. We don't care where the success comes from. I don't care where the success comes from. Neither should you. Do you know how hard it is to get any one single solitary revenue channel working? Good Lord, it's difficult. So if you've got one, squeeze it, boy, until you can't get any more out of it. If it's a gallery or, if even if you're selling on Etsy, but not in lieu of building a business such that you own it all. You own the customers,
Exactly.
you own the
I've been
emails.
self-employed my whole life, and I built $1 million deal in commercial art.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, absolutely. I mean, Mike, I still have clients 35 years ago. So
Exactly.
building your own thing is an artist's dream. Do it at home, build your own. You don't have to fuss with other people's opinions. It's fabulous.
Yeah, incredible. So good. Okay, good. I answered Don's question. I will go to, I think it's Naeem. You have to tell me I hacked the pronunciation on that one, Naeem. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are pronouncing it pretty good.
Okay. Oh, good.
So this is the real deal. So I'm into e-commerce, and I started all that again during COVID.
Okay.
And I have like 25 years of IT experience
Okay.
and some sales, marketing, retail. So all that is coming handy for me to establish the business, right?
Yep.
So I was looking into ClickFunnels, and I was registered in this course, and there is a woman there. She told me, "Hey, I am not techno savvy. Everything else of this is going above my head, but I have so much fine art from my mom, who used to be a famous artist, but it is now unsold, and I want you to help me sell it online."
Okay.
I said, okay, I can look into different channels, what to do. I started doing a lot of research. And since I was doing a lot of research, you know how Facebook is snooping around. And
Yes.
it
Probably listening into this session. Right.
Right.
Yes.
So they showed me your ad last night.
Amazing.
So I filled the form and I got a call from Brian, and I'm in contact with him.
Awesome.
So everything on your on this website is new to me. I haven't looked into every aspect of it. So he told me, and he invited me to this session. I said, okay, I'll go in and I'll listen in. And he said, if you have any question, you can ask.
Yes.
So I asked you that first question where I said I'm an agent.
Yes.
In that respect, that she wants me to do everything for her.
Yes.
Even I will be doing initial investment also, to the extent that if Brian told me there is a upfront fee and there is a monthly and all that. I'm used to all that model. I've been doing it for the last 6 months, and I have tremendous success in that also. That one of my store is scaled from $0 to $80,000 sales in 10 weeks.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Yep.
What was the product, out of curiosity?
It was bike related product. So I look for things where people are passionate about something and they want to buy, and I look for wow factor and all that. Like you were talking about shiny object, right?
Yeah.
So that is a shiny object for them.
Yes. Yes.
So I shall
I
sell
used
those.
it. I used it in a different context, but yes.
I know, I know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, I know. So when, yeah, my mentors also tell me not to go for shiny object
Yes.
syndrome,
Yes.
but yeah, you used it in the right context.
Yes.
But,
But you're using it in the right context too, which is,
right.
you know,
So I'm showing them the shiny objects. That's my job.
yeah. Well,
Right.
no,
Right.
the way that I flip it, and I see this time and
Right.
time again. It's like everyone in so many artists and photographers are guilty of this, right? This
Right.
is the work, this is the style, this is the medium I do. And so
Right.
I do it because I like it, and I'm going to go
Right.
ahead and sell it because this is the work that I do and I love it, right?
Right.
And they get entrenched in that. What the smart
Right.
entrepreneur does, which is a really hard thing to do, which is what you're talking about, is
Right.
instead of just creating what you like, you instead flip the entire thing on its head and you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and start with demand. I'm going to go
Right.
and find some stark raving lunatics. Okay. And a perfect
Right.
example, Green Bay Packer fans. Okay.
Right.
Green Bay
Right.
Packer fans buy their body weight on a yearly basis in Green Bay related swag. The jackets,
Right.
the hats, the banners, they can't help
Right.
themselves. So guess what?
Right.
If you created Green Bay themed art, I know you
Right.
are going to have stark raving lunatics that are going to want to buy it,
Right.
right? So that's with the bikes. That's what you did, and bikes have exploded during COVID too. So
Yeah.
good
So
timing.
ironically, in 1996, when they won the Super Bowl, I was there in Wisconsin
Oh wow,
and
must
in
have been fun.
Milwaukee area, and my God,
Yeah,
oh, it was frenzy.
yeah.
Yeah, so I know what you're talking about. so,
So
I can,
my concern for you on this one, Naeem, that I think you need to think through is like, okay, so I understand this gal she's got her mom's art, and it's
right,
incredible. She was really famous, but
right,
also no more of it's ever going to be produced, right? So you have
right.
a finite thing there. You know,
She might go for painting because she's encouraging her that,
Mhm.
but right now she's like, for some reason, I haven't gone into all those nitty gritty with her yet.
Mhm.
Why she stopped painting, why she stopped marketing, what
Mhm.
happened, what not. I'll get all that backstory. I don't have all that backstory yet,
Yes.
but because again, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
If I can spend some money and get some return on investment, I am all for it. I have entrepreneur mindset. So that's why I entertained that idea. I did my homework, and then all of a sudden you disrupted all of my research where I see this as a shortcut actually.
And
So
people say Facebook ads don't work.
right. So tell me like how I can get something out of all this I have in my reach and get some money out of it. And they feel comfortable. I feel comfortable. I see one aspect merchandising, but I don't know if they will go for that part because again, they don't have to do anything. They have to just give me the copyright to create merchandise around their
Yep.
creations, right?
Yep.
So I get it. I understand all that, but details, devil is always in the details, right?
Always. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, so you have a product, you've got it licensed. That's all well and good. You're still going to have to build the business. You're still going to have to market
Right,
it. Everyone's biggest problem is
right,
marketing. So
right,
we've got the
right,
best art and photography marketing platform that exists, full stop, on the internet. So as long as
right,
you're committed to the business and you think you've got a product that can sell a ton, then it's worth
right,
launching into it. You know, I like you look at the best sellers on books, and The Catcher in the Rye is still on there, right?
right,
That
right.
author's long
Yep,
dead, and yet that book
yep,
just keeps selling and selling and selling and selling and selling, right? The Great Gatsby,
yep,
same thing. So if you've got a
right,
product that's that good, then it makes a ton of sense to really work hard and build that business. If you think you got a product in that art that, you know, somehow is going to be popular for the next couple of years and then fade away, well then, you know, I might have some qualms about that. But either way, you're gonna have to get in, start marketing, build a business. We will teach you how to
right.
do that better than anyone else will as far as selling art and photography.
Yep, I see that. So we will have like two models. One where we want to sell those maybe some of the pieces of their art, and the pricing she gave me is from $1,500 to $10,000
Yep.
a piece,
Yep. You could
depending
sell the originals,
on
sell the prints. You could do limited
right,
editions. You could do it on merch. You know, you'd want to have all
right,
those opportunities available to yourself.
right,
Clearly,
right. I got it. So
yeah.
so maybe I'll have to come up with some kind of contract with them do you have some pre- prepared contracts which I have to sign with them, or do I have to come up with my
Yeah, you'll need to
own?
come up with that yourself. We don't insert ourselves in those deals.
Okay.
But I imagine that Google is your friend there and probably has some pretty
Right.
solid data for you.
Oh no, I have again power. Thanks to the power of internet, I have a Columbia graduate
We all do.
lawyer
We all do. Isn't it
who
so
writes
amazing?
me,
Yeah.
yeah, who writes me contract only for $50.
God bless the interwebs. It's just amazing. It's amazing what you can get done and what you can learn. That's for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So if I tell somebody, people will tell me, "Are you crazy?
Yes.
Columbia
Yes.
law graduate." But hey, there are people there who are willing to help you, right?
No, absolutely
They,
there.
they see at my innocent old face and they say, "Let me help this guy."
That's right. That's exactly right.
Right.
Love it. Love it.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, let us know how it goes. And I think if you have a great deal of faith in the product, you feel like it's kind of timeless, and that you can sell it for the next 20 years, then I think that's awesome. I think it's definitely worth going. But it sounds like if you've got that e-commerce experience, you'd hit the ground running sooner than most. So let's just into the marketing.
Right. So yeah, after this call, I'll call Brian because he told me, "Hey, call me after the
Yeah.
call and let's chat more." So I'll do that.
Yeah.
So that it opens my mind more and I get some more answers.
Love it.
And I'll definitely spend the weekend going through a lot of your material,
Good.
your blogs, your videos, and things like that. So yeah, so it looks like you got something amazing going on, which will reduce my time to market and time to success.
That's just
So
which are the two most important things, straight up.
right,
Yep.
right, yeah.
Yep.
So I'll up all for it. I don't have an. I'm not going to think twice about it. The only thing is, like, I have to get all the details,
For
how
sure.
it all
For sure.
works, how it all
We're
ties
yeah,
together. And whatnot.
we're not
Yeah.
pushy. Do your homework for sure. But you do want to decide before the end of the year, because I think we're raising prices at the end of the
Oh
year.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
No, I'll decide by Monday. Then I have to talk to that girl also.
Yeah,
So I have to educate myself to answer all her questions also.
absolutely.
Although as long as I'm putting my money online, she will have no problems with that. But still,
Yep.
I have to talk.
Yep. You got some homework to do. Well, good luck with it, and hope to see you on the inside. Hope to see you on the inside. Okay, it's gonna go Mary and then Raimundo. Go ahead, Mary. Not unmuted yet. I'll tell you when you get it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm hitting the button.
Yeah. How you doing? Happy Friday.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
And namaste, Naeem. Yes, hey. Anyway, I really just wanted a little better understanding on. You were explaining earlier. I was
Driving. Yeah. I saw you.
Driving, but you were explaining a little bit about how eventually you guys are going to be like something where it's kind of open all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. Can you explain more, elaborate a little more on?
Yeah. So it just has to do with the fact that, we're operating under the premise that video, like these Zoom sessions here, is one of the most efficient ways of our business can communicate to our customers and get them moving quicker and get them to success quicker, right? It's the most efficient way to do something rather than just reading an article. Yes, you can read the article. We're going to have a Zoom session. We're going to talk about it, and you're going to take action quicker. And so if that's the premise, then why wouldn't you want to be open on video 9 to 5, 5 or 6 days a week, so your customers can come in and get help they need? And that's essentially what we're doing. If I summed up all of the hours that we're live on video right now, in which these sessions are one, we're already live on video 30 hours a week. So we've got about 30 hours to go, and that's what we're going to do. So any customer at any point in time can come and pop into one of the sessions, pop into the tech support, get Facebook help, get whatever question they answered, any question they have answered that quickly. And, think about it. What is the alternative? Like, yeah, you go to Google, and yeah, you search, and yeah, you have to wade through a bunch of stuff, and then you have to read a bunch of different articles. Or you search YouTube, and YouTube can be awesome, but YouTube's a one-way conversation, right? You're not able to engage. Or you could come in and get help from real people that just sell art and photography all day long. So, okay, then the most efficient way to do that is going to be open as a store 9 to 5, 9 to 6. Like, we're essentially the Apple store without the lines and the masks. Come on in, no mask needed. Get the help you need. Whatever question you might have, and like, you know, we can't solve every single solitary problem, but if we can't solve it on you know, at that exact time, then we'll go do the Googling and figure it out if that's what needs to be, or poll our customers or whatever the case is. So I think you'll see more and more and more and more companies start going in that direction. Some of the earliest, you know, of which I'd put us on the forefront, as I toot my own horn. You're going to see more and more companies are going to operate like this, where you can pop in and get video support, because it's just it's incredible. And as long as you're doing it in, you know, a one-to-many fashion, it's actually pretty scalable, because a lot of times people have the same questions, and so you're actually answering 30 questions while you're answering one question, and then, you know, it's got levels to it too, right? Like, this is a live broadcast. All of us that are in the Zoom call together are all in the Zoom call together. We can answer face to face. You can raise your hands. You can throw things in the chat. It's also live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and is it in the Facebook group? No, that's it. So those 3 venues. So people are leaving questions there, and I'm answering them. That's pretty doggone efficient. That's pretty doggone efficient, right? Like, that's incredible. So that's what it is.
So basically, it would be because what I was thinking as I was driving, and I was thinking to myself, well, how would that work? Like
There's a calendar of Zoom sessions. You look at the calendar. You say, I want to go into that one. You pop into that one. That simple.
Oh, okay. Okay. And all right. And in that way, because the one thing I know that I love about art storefronts is that you guys aren't like what's that thing? Fine Art America or something like that or whatever. And so I was like, well, how would each individual do that? But okay, so like if I was in art storefronts, art storefronts, and I would just have like I'm doing a Zoom session here, and here during the week or whatever, and people can just log in. You know, whoever has questions, whoever has, you know, wants to see a certain piece or and something.
You got it. That simple. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. I mean, it is, you know, one of the fun things about these sessions is I sort of get to build the airplane while it's flying, right? So, you know, our thinking's evolving on the matter, but yeah, I find it to be just, you know, it's just incredibly powerful. It's incredibly efficient, and, you know, again, if my compensation is based on how well my customers do, I'm going to pick the thing that I find to be the most efficient thing to get them up, running, rolling, and doing the thing. And just video's proving to be that, you know, especially for the nature of our business. So yeah, so I'd say.
Okay.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Okay, Raymondo, and then it's going to be back to Don. I'll let you know when you get your mic unmuted, Raymondo. Bottom left-hand corner. Bottom left-hand corner. Yep, gotcha. Oh no, I can't hear you. So Raymondo, to the right of the microphone icon is this little up arrow, and that lets you pick which microphone you want to use. Your mic's unmuted, but I can't hear you, which means you probably have the wrong mic selected, or the mic on your computer's not working. So one of the two. Yeah, I can't hear you. Nope. No, still can't hear you. So what I would do is I would toggle through like the different microphone sources that you have.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
You see, Mary? Now that is how you handle tech support via video. You telling me that wasn't way quicker than sending them emails or sending them some knowledge base article? We just solved that thing in 6 seconds.
Yes.
Yes, we got you, Raymondo. How you doing?
Okay. Thank you. This is I don't know whether this is Freaky Friday or being outrageous. I'm thinking of an outrageous idea is how can I cross-pollinate or marry from one performance arts into the others. So my expertise is in salsa, Latin, social dancing.
Okay.
As a performance artist.
Okay.
A choreographer. So I was thinking how I could use this channel or the other possibility to basically the idea is instead of me teaching our students or helping them to perform with them is I'm selling myself.
Yes.
As a piece of art. So I would be unwrapping myself as as an art piece or as a exotic car, Lamborghini, or even Picasso pieces together with my clients. So which is very, very different than, okay, you want to build confidence, or you want to learn dancing, I can help you. But so this is totally twisted around is from now onwards, I will be giving you as part of art piece together with you. We amalgamate together as a piece of art. In the end, there's a product. So how can I leverage this, or possibly is expanding on this idea, which sounds outrageous, crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely sounds outrageous and crazy. I'll give you that. There's no question about that. But independent of that, if you've got a product, you've got a product to sell, right? It's listed in a store. People come and buy it, and if they want to buy it, then you deliver the product. So whether it's you talking about dance right now, which is obviously not quite our niche, we have a number of different artists that teach live painting, and we have one lady in particular that sells like 30 to 50,000 per class, and she just signs everybody up, puts everyone into a private Zoom session, runs the private teaching session just that way, and she's killing it. She's killing it. So, if everybody wants to learn how to dance with Raymundo, then, you put that in your store, you run the class, you teach people to dance, and you could do it that way, without leaving your dance studio. So the same rules apply.
One element is the COVID thing was is because this partner dancing. Part of the unlike other solo dancing is there's a connection element. Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
So I was not able to during the COVID thing is I'm live with 1,000 people, or I'm live at a exotic location. It could be gallery or on top of the building, right? So I was not able to do the experiential stuff. So how can I tap into this this virtual thing is really combining the traditional art with the performance arts together, using this platform to leverage it.
Yeah, you're making it more difficult than it is, though. I mean, you can grab your phone, and if you've got a following on Instagram or Facebook, you can go live. You can have people interact with you. You can be on a building. You can be wherever you like, and you can interact how you see fit in that medium. So it's easy. I mean, technology makes all of this pretty amazing.
Okay, so you're saying that I complicated the process.
Yeah, I think you're complicating the process. I do. Like, I still don't fully understand what you want to sell. I'm not sure I want to know, but independent of that, all you have to do is get it up on a website, sell it via Zoom. If you want to sell it via Zoom sessions, sell it via Microsoft Teams. You can do it any which way you like. But, yes, you're going to miss the intimacy of in-person dancing training, whatever it might be. But look, in the COVID times, you gotta use what you have available to you, right? And live video is an incredible way to do that.
All right, cool. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks, Rhonda. Okay, Don, go ahead. I'll let you know when you get unmuted. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Gotcha.
The lady that teaches live painting, I had no idea about that. How do I find that and look at that?
You can put a link, April. You can put a link to Betty Franks Krause site in the chat, and she will show you. You can.
Thank
You
you.
can.
And
Yeah. You
the
can.
other thing is, you meant the guy when you had the Santa picture up. That whole thing about going. You said we could go there and sort of look at all that. What link is that?
Which say me again. I didn't.
You put up the Santa picture, and then you said you can go there and whatever part of your business that was, you can go there and have a look at all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah. The merch company that we integrate with is called Gooten, Gooten. I think, is that right? I'm bad with the spelling.
So maybe April could put that up too, or
Yeah, I mean, I can certainly send you Bill's site. You can look and see which items he has available. He doesn't have all of them.
Perfect.
But, that's the wrong one.
And one last thing, real fast. I was told that if our quickest way to get a problem solved is to go on chat Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 or whatever. Go to chat, ASF. So somebody said, "Oh yeah, they'll put you in a line and you'll be number 34 and you'll take 3 hours." Is that true or is that a bull?
if you get put in a chat and it's 34 hours, that can't be right. No.
No, it's you're number 34, which means you have to sit there and wait for 2 hours to get to chat with somebody. Does that happen, or is that not true?
No, I don't believe that's true. I don't know what the exact support metrics are, but 34 hours, no way. That's
Or number 30. Yeah,
yeah,
no worries. That's all I had. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, what, Mary? Go ahead, Mary. And one quick thing, Mary, before you go. AMZ, you're a customer now. You don't have to come to these things anymore. You can go to the internal ones. Oh yeah. Mary loves it. She's like, yes, AMZ signed up. Yeah, you're on the inside now, AMZ. So yeah. Go ahead, Mary. Although I like you coming to these ones, AMZ. Certainly I missed not having you.
Congratulations, AMZ.
Yeah.
He's on the inside now.
Yes, he is.
Well, my question was kind of partially answered by Don a little bit, but just that question about this woman who's it's. I think I'm misunderstanding. I had kind of thought that what you were saying before was that things would be kind of open, and people could, in time be able to like just be like, have like an open Zoom where people would come in and they would have their questions answered. But what she's doing is different, right? This is like a class or a course that you pay for or something?
Yeah, she used to teach pre-COVID. And Raymondo, this one's for you. Pre-COVID, she used to teach these classes in person. COVID hit, she's like, not doing that anymore. And so now she sells them and they're all via Zoom, and she does extremely well. And it's the same class she's been teaching the entire time. And she throws them all into the Zoom. She puts the product in her store. After they purchase, they get an email to when the Zoom sessions is going to be. They pop on, and she does the same Q&A while she's painting. She goes through the entire thing, teaches everything, how she does her color, how she mixes her paints, her whole song and dance, and it's very impressive. So it's yet again like this new incredible age that we live in, right? Like she is selling more of those classes now than she was when she was doing them in person, because she's opened it up to everybody, which is amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
That's interesting.
I got to unmute AMZ because it's gonna make me laugh. AMZ, what are you doing? Still coming to this thing? You got it. You're on the inside now. You got to be coming to the Tuesday sessions. Oh, you were muted and then unmuted. You there?
They said I could come to these. What? I can't?
No, you can still come to these.
The boot?
No, you're definitely not getting the boot. You could still come to these. I love having your company, but I do want you inside now, learning the other good stuff. So yeah.
Okay, I'm inside. I'm inside.
All right. Get in, get that website up and get it launched. Okay, I think we'll leave it there.
Everything step one, the tax thing.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I think we'll leave it there, guys. Everyone, thanks for coming. Great to see everybody on a Friday. We run these things 3 times a week.
Patrick.
Yep. So you can come again, and hope to see y'all guys. Hope to see you guys all. Hope to see you all
Thank you
again
so much,
soon.
Patrick.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Uh,